It is 7:30 in the morning. Though the tension is well hidden in the rhythm of this morning's clapping game, each student is aware that today will be critical to their ultimate success at the Academy. The Academy, brought to you by Nescafe.
Stick Nescafe Classic, a genuine pleasure to share with your friends. Stick Nescafe Classic. Enjoy it whenever, wherever, and however you want it. Nescafe, taste the coffee side of life.
On the previous episode of The Academy, the day began with a surprise visit from one of Nigeria's most popular film directors, Tunde Kalani.
I'm inspired primarily by my culture, and it's as rich as any culture. And we haven't done any justice to it. Rather than that, we have swept our culture under our carpet and we are running other people's culture.
And so for now, it is back to the challenge of William Shakespeare.
Okay, top.
The clock struck 9 when I did Santa Nurse.
Is that said with joy?
Okay, now, Dami, why are you slowing it down? You got her finally!
Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, I will never be Romeo.
The point of conflict was well defined. Good. And there was a point of resolution.
Later, the students prepared for the other competition performance, in which they will perform their own original dramas before the video camera. Here they deal with the dual challenge of how to construct a story, as well as how to identify their own character.
Different people respond in different ways under different circumstances. It just depends. Who are you? Who have you defined yourself as?
Okay, let's finish it up.
It is now day 22 of the Academy. Following a week of intensive lessons, discussions, and practice, the students still feel the need to perfect their Shakespeare. Tomorrow, they begin 2 days of videotaping their Romeo and Juliet presentations.
Wesley and slow, son. They stumble, that run fast.
And so, into the night they practice. They recall the details, the who, the what, the where, the seeds of good performance.
Cry. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. For if thou wilt not, be forsworn my love, and I'll no longer be.
Shall I speak? Or shall I hear more?
I'm flanking darkness like a phantom dream. From this part of Titan's fairy room.
With Rosalie, my ghostly father. No!
With love's light wings did I approach these walls. But stony limits cannot hold love out.
Salt water down. Wasted to season love.
No, we've not reached her side. You were at
Nightly she sings unknown pomegranate.
Smiles on the frowning lines. Burning eyes. Stones and their true qualities.
Why lookest thou sad? Don't news be sad, yet tell them merrily, if good. Thou makest it as sweet. Oh, goodness.
I am aweary. Give me a while. Fee, my bones ache. What chance have I?
You have a beautiful face, okay, and you have long eyelashes. Less with the eyelashes. A lot less with them. Very, very distracting. And I think to some extent you distracted Eunice. Focus on the person you're speaking to. Give them that respect in the scene you're sharing with them. It should be give and take. You don't always have to look away for people to get the impression that you are looking away. You know, you were constantly doing it physically. A lot more acting. Take a lot more time and imagine yourself. Do a lot more preparation. Less of you and more of that character. Eunice, the dialogue to me was stilted, and I think it was the being able to retain all the dialogue. Shakespeare is difficult, but the beauty of him is in the language. It was easy for you because your character was closer to home, but still I felt that you could have brought something extra to it. In a way, there was a sense of complacency because within the team, you play that role. Take your time, prepare, and think of the character. Both of you, the character development was absent.
Everybody was just so honest with us. They were saying the truth because if they don't tell me my flaws, I wouldn't know what to do the next time I go, you know. I mean, for Christ's sake, I need to improve. So I liked the judge. It was okay because they told me what was wrong. My costume, my lashes, and I'll improve.
He is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench. Serve God. What? Have you dined at home?
No. All this I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, how my head aches. Oh, Lord. How my head aches. What a head have I. He beats as it would fall in 20 pieces.
Both of you, really, very, very, very impressive. What was most impressive to me is that the lines were so dramatic, but you were able to bring them down into control and deal with them all very, very, very maturely. And that was very, very nice. Facial gestures, movement, everything else was.
Well, it was quite clear to me that you both understood the scene, which is good. But I did find, Onyinye, that you still need to work on gesture more, because both arms were doing stuff that I know that you did not intend. Okay, so, and also losing energy from bending over and working, but you know, we're going to work on that. But there was a natural rhythm within the scene that was lost somehow. And I don't know, because I know that you happened to spend a long time on the scene. So that natural play, that natural back and forth was somehow lost for me. So I would have preferred to have seen more of that.
All I have to say is don't judge a book by its cover. You never can tell. I'm still working on it. This wasn't the best, so I still have a lot to do. My partner was a very nice person to work with because there was so much team spirit. There was no quarrels, there was no fights, you know. We were just working like hand in hand. She was just too good. So I wouldn't mind having her again.
Come, let's talk. It is not day. Juliet wills it so. How is it? It is my soul. Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. Her hair's be gone away. It is the lag that sings so out of tone. Strident harsh discords and unpleasant sharps. Some say the lack makes sweet division. This thou not so.
I would say, first of all, Taiwo, very good. But you both look worried and afraid. And whenever I see that in performers, I just wonder, because it is your time, really. And you don't really start until you're prepared. So if you're not ready to start a scene, if you're not comfortable starting a scene, it's better not to opt out until you're ready, especially under these circumstances, because it's going to be film, okay? Memorization has been an issue, and I deliberately did not give you another scene that had even more lines for that reason, but I gave you enough so that I could see if this was a recurring problem, and it is.
The judges were being sincere with me. They were pointing out my flopses, and which is the right thing. If they don't tell me that, then how would I know how good I am or how bad I did? Personally, it was so obvious that I did bad. So if they now tell me something different from that, that means they're not helping me.
Good morrow, Father. Benedicite. Young son, what early tongue so sweet saluted me? Young son, it argues distempered head to so soon bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore, this earliness doth me assure that thou uproused with distemperature. Or if not, here I hit it right. Our Romeo had not been in bed tonight. That last is true. The sweetest rest was mine.
I didn't like it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I thought it was lazy. And I'm surprised that after your experience at the academy, I should have to sit here and watch a performance like that. I don't think you could have been happy watching yourselves there, because it was just pure laziness. You started the monk with this stereotypical older person, which to me is lazy. When you go with stereotypes, it's lazy.
There are a couple of things. We talked about the fact that that you can very easily get in poetry into a sing-song rhythm, okay, a rhythmic pattern, and that it detracts from meaning. And you fell right into the trap. And not only that, you also now used your own natural rhythm and superimposed it on the character, and you slowed him down so much that almost all the sense, there were only 2 sentences there that to me made perfect sense, that I could understand the meaning of.
The judge's reaction to my piece was okay, and it was, like they said, it was a sing-song thing, which I discovered myself. We've been told about this several times, that you should, whenever you are given a piece, honor the punctuations, which I didn't. So when I watched it some few minutes ago, I discovered that I didn't put the punctuations. Truly, it was a sing-song thing, like they said.
The words of the judges, they were harsh. They were deep, you know, straight to the cut. But then I think I prefer it that way. You better tell me how I did, straight to my face, so that I could go back home and do some, more work, rather than beat about the bush or trying to be lenient, with me. It wouldn't help me as a professional.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be forsworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more? Shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. Oh, be some other name. What's Montague? It's no hand, no foot, no arm, nor any part belonging to man. What's in a name? That which you call a rose, by any other name will smell as sweet, So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dead perfection which he owes without a title. Romeo, doff thy name, and by thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
Well done. If this is an exercise in memory and in retention, seriously, well done. But it's about drama. And to be quite frank, I didn't see a lot of dramatization. It was like both of you, I'll tell you what it reminded me. It reminded me of a high school English class, not even a drama class, where you were required to stand up and just read it for discussion of the piece. But I didn't see a real effort at acting in either of you guys.
The casualness, it seems to creep up in everything that you do, and it's an emo-ism, and you have to fight that. There's a kind of casualness about your physical carriage that you have to guard against. For Amaka, shotgun delivery. But your voice is much lower, it doesn't sound hysterical, and it's not difficult to listen to any longer.
Take your time in the reading. Make sure you understand it, so when you deliver it, it is your own. You're bringing yourself to that character. But great work.
Good morning, Father. Benedicite. Young son. So soon to bid good morrow to their bed. Therefore their illness doth me assure. Their hearts oppressed with some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo had not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Was thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline? My ghostly father, no! I have forgot that name, and that name is Woe.
That's my good son. But where had thou been then?
I have been feasting with my enemy, where on a sudden one had wounded me. That's by me wounded. Both our remedies within thy help and holy physic lies.
There was a nice piece of contrast there. Aminu came in alone, with a kind of soliloquy almost, and we saw one part of him. But when he got to play with his partner, there was play between the two. And that was interesting. You know, we used to call actors players. Mm-hmm. And that's what I felt was going on, that you guys were enjoying the idea of being actors. And you were reaching inside of yourselves to interpret, to give and take, and make it interesting. And it was compelling enough for me to try to listen through the audio and want to hear the piece. And you guys were really, really into it, and I appreciate it, and I thank you for a moment of entertainment as well.
It's one thing I'll say, Aminu, is that when you're acting with a prop, there is a degree of difficulty. You must always remember that it's a prop. What is its purpose there? You have to own it, because for a while I was wondering the reason for what you were holding in your hand, and it distracted me. I felt you'd done quite a lot of work in thinking about the character and even his movements. I think well done to you, because you could have moved like a young man, like the young man you are, but some degree of consciousness that the friar is older. I felt that your delivery as well, I thought was good for a person of that age.
For me, Aminu, better, much better. You made good sense of the words, so I think I'll leave it at that. For Steve, there's a strange breathiness in your voice, and when you're not using your full voice, you don't have full emotion, because voice and emotion are tied together, because breath gives voice to us.
The sweetest rest was mine. God pardon sin. Was thou with Rosaline? With Rosaline? My ghostly father, no. I forgot that name, and that name is Woe. That's good, son. But where was thou then? I'll tell thee, ere thou askest me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy. Whereon suddenly, one hath wounded me, that is by me wounded. Both are remedies within your help and holy physic lies.
I will say to MacAnthony, I believe that piece is too ponderous and too long. I mean, it could have been so much more conversational. You must learn to subdue a text. I must put it that way because it is that forceful a thing. You must take the text and own it, as Nike has said. You must subdue a text. Never allow a text to overwhelm you, whether or not you have your lines, whether or not you're feeling good with movement or whatever. Never allow a text to overcome you. And that is the work of preparation.
MacAnthony, you really worked on that monologue. Well done. As soon as that was an entrance, you had taken a lot of time. You'd absorbed the words. I saw a lot of work going on, a lot of drama. As I'd said earlier, there was movement. You related the words to your actions. That was good. Generally, there's a lot of improvement, but I think you got an understanding of what drama involves and what an actor involves and the fact that there is movement required. You came in and you owned your own part as well of the scene. I was glad to see the young Romeo there. The smugness was there. You were deliberate, you were forceful as well in saying, no, this is the woman I want now. I thought very well done to you. A lot of teamwork I think we're seeing this week, and you did it very well. Thank you very much. You did that scene justice.
MacAnthony, your interpretation was constant. You never forgot where you were. Your movement, I would say, was near professional. So congratulations for that. Kamal, you were having a ball. You pouted, you fretted, you smiled, you boasted, you stuck your chest out, and all of that. And we sort of celebrated this change in your life with you. And that's the essence of what this piece was about. So again, I'm supposed to be here working, and I'm sitting here having a good time watching a good show.
Some cereal, Nestle Golden Morn, feeling unnutritious. Cuts open up, pop and go, just like this.
Nestle Golden Morn, delicious and tasty wholesome instant cereal everyone can enjoy any time of the day. Nestle Golden Morn, highly nutritious, simply delicious.
With Maggie Cube, taste is everything. Maggie and me, the secret of goodness.
On the next episode of The Academy, the students engage in 2 exercises in which they basically learn from each other, with some of the students being blindfolded. Those who can see will learn the true meaning of responsibility, and those without sight will learn the meaning of trust.
I'm Dr. Amaka Ezigbo Egwatu.
Later, the students' powers of observation will be put to the test as they are asked to mimic one another.
Everything is very nice, thank God. But the dance is there.
Finally, a rare trip outside the gates of the Academy. The students will visit the Nestle plant for a real-life exercise in role-playing. As we enter the final week, each day is a continuing lesson and challenge on The Academy. Brought to you by Nescafe.